Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Hey Corner Crew podcast. I am your host, JJ Lang, and with me, as always, is my wonderful co-host. You know him, you love him, Nate the Little Goon Foss. And with us again, who I think he's kind of just becoming a regular co-host now, is RIT's own resident rulebook reading statistician, Dan the Statman Scully.
Yeah, Dan.
Hello.
I think we gotta just make Dan a co-host now. He's been on like every episode since he guest appeared. I feel like he just be in now all the time.
Yeah, all right.
I think we can make that happen. I think everybody likes them when Dan's on.
The Dan Scully
I hope they
videos do
do.
get more views.
They do get more views whenever Dan's on. We
I don't know if that's a good thing.
maybe it's good for us. We get more views.
I don't know if it's actually a good thing for us, JJ. It means they don't like us. They're only here for Dan Scully.
Oh, it's too good. Yeah. Anyways, let's get going. We got a lot to talk about. We got 3 games to discuss. We're gonna start with the ladies, and we're gonna move to the men afterwards. The women had 2 games against Colgate this weekend. They unfortunately did lose both of them. But I will turn it over to Nate starting off so we can get going to that.
Tough weekend for the women. Really isn't much here on the positive side, like at all. um, they lost 9-0 on Friday. Got outshot 57-13. Really,
Yeah.
there really isn't much. They lost 42 faceoffs out of a possible 59, which is rough. I mean, Colgate is going to compete for a national championship this year.
I mean, there's a reason they're ranked number 6 in the country.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Same place as when we faced them last year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were top 10 coming into last year.
They're just
For
a good team. They're just not sorry. They're just a fantastic team. They're just well rounded all the way around.
They're fast. They got good goaltending. Not much you can really do.
No.
No.
I know,
Really.
like I tried pulling as much as I could from this weekend, but it seemed like it was a weekend where you could just kind of take the tape and throw it out.
Unfortunately.
Rough weekend for Sarah. Rough game for Sarah, and by game I mean a period in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She let in 3 goals on 3 shots in 3 minutes to start the second period.
It's unfortunate.
Like, I want to talk about positives. Like, I like to think I'm a positive and encouraging fan, but really in a weekend like this, it's just kind of like they went back to the old RIT that we knew from last year and the year before.
I mean,
It's tough one to swallow after the weekend they had the last weekend. But
I mean, it's just they're the number 6 ranked team in the country. Like, it's gonna be a brutal game. Like, if they came through and won any of those games, I would have been like, let's go. Like, that's huge. But that Colgate team is just, they're scary. Like, they're like you said, they're gonna compete for a national title this year. They're gonna be one of those teams that's gonna make it pretty far.
If there is a couple positives to look at, in the series they didn't score against us as much as they did last year.
That's true.
They only scored 14 only on us, but they shut us out 13-0 at home in one of the games last year. So, and another one is Emma played the whole game on Saturday. She made 62 saves. She
Pretty
gave
good.
up 5 goals, sure, but if it weren't for Taylor Leota's performance at Minnesota last year, that would be tied for the Division One era record with Allie Bennington in a double overtime game.
Goat. Yeah, that's
Emma played really well on Saturday.
Yeah,
But
and it works out to like a 925 save percentage on the day too, which is that's not a slouching
no,
statistic.
it's so hard in games like this because like, oh, everybody looks at the goals. Oh, they gave up 9 goals. Yeah, but you got to remember Colgate had 57 shots on Friday.
Yeah.
And 67 on Saturday. So
Can I also say
Over 100 attempted shots for Colgate on Saturday too.
and can I also say if we're looking at speaking of saves and whatnot, because I think Nate, you sent this. I'm looking at it right now. You sent us the statistics for saves. Emma Steven has 131 saves. Is it on the year? It's got to be.
Year.
Yeah,
I don't know how
on the year.
I don't know how updated that stat is. It's from College Hockey News, who I don't really trust.
I don't trust them either. But Emma Steven is 13th in the country in saves, and then Sarah Coe is 18th with 111. But we also point out
I don't know if that's necessarily a record you want to have, though.
No, but at the same time, Ariel DeSmet is numbers 5 from Syracuse with 185 this year.
Which I think that was surprising to see. A team like Penn State and Syracuse are having very strong starts to their year.
Josie Boughton's on there.
But they're both
Syracuse not so much, but
I mean, they've also had a brutal schedule too.
Yeah, true.
I think that's
not. I don't think they're as special as they were last year.
I think Syracuse is relying
to begin with.
I think Syracuse is really relying on DeSmet.
I'm going to say that too. I was going to say that,
and we'll talk about that a little more next week when we preview Syracuse. But
I mean, I also think the schedule for us so far, women's wise, has been just nuts. Like, we had 2 ranked teams, and then St. Mike's, and then another ranked team. It's like, okay, do you expect us to come out of that with a winning record? I don't expect any unranked team to go in against 3 ranked teams and come out on top in all of those series. Like, it's pretty sure really hard to do.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Vermont's going to sneak into the top 10.
They probably will.
They're both them and like they handled UConn pretty handily Saturday. So 2 teams that we've already played pretty well against.
Yeah.
And I look at it this way from the women's side, like, and it's starting to get that way on the men's side too. But early in the year, non-conference games mean something until everybody in the conference starts losing their non-conference games, and then it turns into, okay, we got to win the tournament. So really, take these with a grain of salt. I think, it's 2 losses on the record, but let's be honest, how much does it really matter in the long run?
It's not going to matter in the conference.
We
got to win those games.
We got to win the CHA to get into the tournament. That's the only thing. That's the only goal that this team can have at this point.
I mean, they tore St. Michael in half, so it's not like we can't do. It's not like we can't do that.
In a weekend like this, okay, this is the level we need to be at. Come March, it's still October.
Mm-hmm.
It's mid-October. The season. We're only a month into the season. Not even.
Yeah.
It's, again, take it with whatever you want.
And we do play RPI next week, who I'm pretty sure you said is, 0-6 on the year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only other thing I had with Colgate is that they had 1 shot through 2 periods on Saturday. That's unacceptable. I don't care how good. I don't care how good the other team is. You got to put pucks on that.
Yeah, you can't be playing
even if you're just chucking it from the neutral zone.
Like,
if you're just chucking it in from the neutral zone, who cares? Hey, maybe they catch the goalie taking a nap or it takes a bounce and goes in. You never know.
Weird
stuff. Because shots from the neutral zone count. Dan, shots from the neutral zone count, right?
Yes. Doesn't matter if they're from 200 feet away. If they're on cage, they're on cage.
He's the stat guy. I'm not. So.
Poor Dan. Nate's here like poking him with a stick, like, dance monkey, do it. So let's
frustrating.
Let's look ahead then to next week, and we'll look at what we have coming up. Make our actually, you know what? No, let's look around the rest of the CHA first, and then we'll go to our predictions. Let's do that.
Do we want to preview RPI first?
Well, no, we'll look around the league, and then we'll do the predictions afterwards. It'll be a little cleaner that way.
You haven't noticed we're not always great at planning.
That's all right. It's the charm of the show.
Yeah, Dan, we literally have a group chat of just the two of us. There is no planning. Half the time that group chat is discussions about other things.
And us getting mad at various other sports.
Yeah, pretty much.
But around the CHA, I'm pretty sure Dan has that.
I do. On Thursday, Clarkson beat Syracuse at Kennedy 5-2. I watched that game. I was not particularly impressed. Mercyhurst beat RPI 2-0 Friday and 4-1 Saturday. Clarkson finished the sweep of Syracuse 3-2 up in Potsdam on Friday. And Penn State beat Boston College 3-2 Friday and tied them 2-2 on Saturday. And next
Decent
week,
weekend for CHA. Thanks everybody else besides Mercyhurst for showing up.
Next week, Mercyhurst heads to Cornell for a pair. Syracuse gets to play their third straight game against Clarkson in the women's icebreaker up in Lake Placid on
Good
Friday.
Lord.
And that one actually is a tournament format. Syracuse will play either Holy Loss or SLU on Saturday.
We got him.
He finally does one.
He's one of us now.
Holy loss.
I definitely didn't hear Nate say that on last week's podcast like half an hour ago.
No, the best. He also said sacred fart too. That's what got me when he said that. I just started dying.
Also, shout out to the Ivy League teams for finally showing up this year.
Yeah, right.
Welcome. Season's been going on for a month now.
And then, of course, we've got RIT heading to RPI.
So now, talking about that, let's take a look at RPI.
Dan, don't forget Penn State Franklin Pierce in a rare Sunday Monday series.
What the heck?
No, I didn't even read that far down.
How about a 2:00 face-off on a Monday?
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
No
Not
one's
only
going to
a
go
Monday,
to that.
but it's not any sort of holiday. What?
Just a random Monday. So stupid.
Whoever scheduled the NHL to not have any games this week on Sunday is the same person that scheduled that game for a Monday at 2.
I mean, let's be real. The NFL owns Sunday, so they probably wouldn't have gotten many people to go. So it's probably a good thing that didn't happen. Because let's face it, would the Sabres fans been at the Sabres game, or would they have been home watching the Bills?
Well, it depends. If you're a Sabres fan that's not a Bills fan like me.
That's a good point. Nate would have been watching the Bills. We already know it. He's
Nate,
the nod.
my team's playing right now, and I'm still doing the podcast. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Back to hockey.
Yes. So
Go Bills.
go Eagles.
go Raiders.
Oh God.
Anyways,
Welcome to the Hey Corner Crew Football Podcast. RPI.
RPI. Yes, talk about RPI.
RPI. They aren't very good.
We think they're not very good. They are 0-6.
Oh, JJ, they're not very good. They've scored 3 goals all year.
All right, they're garbage.
Ooh, anybody want to go to Troy?
They also
far is it? Let's do
lost to Montreal in overtime in an exhibition.
Yes, that's right. So they're 0-7 technically.
It's so bad.
The worst. Well, we're 2-7-1 all time against them. So hopefully that record gets a little bit of improvement this weekend. They don't have any players with 2 points, considering they've only scored 3 goals all year. So they're spreading the wealth in the point column this year.
Who have they played so far?
Scoring by very small committee.
Mercyhurst, St. Cloud, and then I think 2 Hockey East teams. But
Okay.
Providence.
Any of those teams
and-
ranked? Besides St. Cloud's ranked, right?
No.
No, they're having a down year.
Okay. Was anyone they played ranked?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
So Mercyhurst has been receiving votes.
They're looking pretty good right now.
I think they might get in this week.
They're looking pretty good right now.
Yeah.
Mercyhurst.
That would be good for the conference.
Yeah, it would.
And to have 2 teams in there, be really good. They've got a goaltender, Amanda Rampado. For as bad as they are, they don't give up a lot of goals either, though. I mean, she's got a 304 goals against and a 907 save percentage. She is 6th in the country in saves, though, with 175. So
Wow.
that's where I found the. That's where I found the
that's you
save
found other
stat. I was
stats.
looking at her. I was looking at her stuff, and I was like, "Oh wow, that was a surprise." But anyway, yeah, Troy, New York, woohoo!
That'll be
Right
fun.
next to Sketchnectady.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Troy's even sketchier.
Troy's probably way worse.
RPI's campus is the nicest part of Troy.
Nice ring.
And
pretty
I don't
sad.
know whether that says a lot about RPI or if it says a lot about Troy. I've never been there.
It's a nice rink from what I've seen.
So let's go predictions. What do we think are we gonna do? I think we'll start with Dan, go to Nate, and then we'll end with me.
So badly, I want to say sweep. But I think I'm going to hedge my bets just a little and give us a win and a tie. Nate, your broom handle flashed through the frame. I hope you know that.
That's why he's picking sweep.
Need it. Get it.
Do we need it? Yes.
Yes.
I think we're gonna get it too.
We need the confidence back. The girls had a little bit of swagger going into this weekend. They got it knocked out of them, so we got to get it back before conference play.
What are you thinking score-wise, Dan, for first and second game?
3-1, 1-1.
Okay.
Low scoring. Yeah, I'll go. How about I'll go 3-0. Sarah Coe's second shutout of the season because I think she does get the net back. I think she just had a bad night.
I think so.
Every goalie's got a bad night against a team like that too. Little 3-0 shutout for Sarah Coe, and then how about 2-1 Saturday?
Not bad. I'm gonna go sweep also. I'm gonna be a little bit more confident. I'm gonna say 4-0 on Friday, and I'm gonna say 4-1 on Saturday.
All right.
I'm also thinking shutout for Sarah Coe. I also do think that Emma Stevens probably gonna get to see some action on Saturday. Also, I think letting them both play would be smart. I think we could almost even have a goalie battle going on with them because Emma's played pretty well. Like, she's been very strong. Like, nothing against Sarah because Sarah's a fantastic goaltender, but Emma Stevens is really good too. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have a little competition going on with them.
Well, and I look at it this way too. Like, coming into the year, it was Sarah's net to lose, and I don't think
she hasn't lost it.
I'm not
trying to say
she hasn't
that.
lost
No.
it.
No.
But I think it's more of a kind of like a Colby Matthews, Tommy Scarfoni situation where Emma's kind of creeping up slowly but surely, and if they both have solid weekends, I think then you get into we have conference play coming up for one weekend, and then we go back to non-conference. What do we want to do? So who knows? I am glad I am not Coach Brown. That's for sure.
It's a tough decision to make there.
That's a tough decision to make.
I think either way you have a strong goaltender in net. That's all you gotta know. You have a strong goaltender.
It's not a bad situation to have.
I would rather have two really good goalies than you have one and you risk losing one and the other one's struggling.
It's nice to know that if your starter has an off night like Sarah did, you have somebody that can come in and backstop the team.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, and I mean, how many times is your goalie going to have your starter going to let in 4 on a bad night and then your backup's going to give up 5? Like, come on.
Yeah, it's
going to happen against the top 10 teams in the country possibly, and we don't really have that the rest of the way. So,
thank God.
Unless Penn State creeps into the top 10.
I don't think Penn State will. I think Mercyhurst might, but Penn State, I don't see them doing that. I don't know why.
We'll see.
Shall we move on?
Those are the two teams at the top of the CHA this year, I think. And I think it's going to be Syracuse R18 and the Newwood fight for those last 2 spots.
I can see that.
So,
shall we move on to the men's side? I am ready to talk about them, so let's get going. Homecoming weekend. Blue Cross Arena. By the way, whoever designed these shirts, you're awesome, because these shirts are cool. And they're way better than the shirts we've had the past couple of years. Like, they look sick. So props to that.
Well, for one, they were orange, so
yes, thank
they
God.
got that right this year.
But the design on them is just awesome. Like, it's great. RIT won 8-5 against Union. Those jerkwads from Sketchneck that came up and got their behinds handed to them.
Jerkwads. Can you give me a definition for jerkwad?
I'm being a little nice
I
because
don't know
we're
if we
family
should.
friendly, so I'm trying to not.
I guess I don't know if I really want one.
I'm not trying to get us censored too bad. But we did come in. We gave them a run for their money. Beat them 8-5. That is now our fourth homecoming win in a row.
And third win of this season.
Third win of the
more
season.
Importantly,
we're sitting.
Boys are hot.
They're sitting 3-1. The team looks good. I'll let Nate go over for big moments, like some big stats, and then we'll just kind of start talking from there.
There are a lot of them. Well, let's start with the
13 goals scored.
Let's start with what happened at the beginning of the game. We'll let
let's let Dan have his rant.
Yeah, go ahead, Dan. I don't have any rants this week.
Neither do I.
I think Dan's got one.
Okay, so for any of you that were there, you probably noticed at the beginning of the game that both teams sent somebody to the penalty box.
And that's just a definition of our season so far this year too. It's like that we should just start the game in the box.
Just endless train of guys heading there. Flip it.
So
just randomly.
The NCAA has been. They've decided it's a point of emphasis this year that protocol be followed essentially to the T. And both teams were on the ice too long after warm-up. And we're not talking 2 seconds. We're talking what? Probably 90 seconds
at least
or more.
I think it was a minute, probably almost 2.
A minute and a half. Shout out Chris Theodore for not playing rock paper scissors with me. That coward didn't want to take 2 L's.
At some point this year, I guarantee you, at some point this year, someone is going to play rock paper scissors with you down to the boards.
They're going to lose.
And they're going to lose. Anyways, Dan, go ahead.
Anyway, go ahead, Dan.
And so, because it's technically a violation of procedure, both teams were assessed a bench minor 23 minutes before the game even started. And we started 4-on-4. And I understand that it's a point of emphasis.
Mm-hmm.
I understand calling the penalty if it's one team that does it and not both. What is the point in starting the game at even strength 4-on-4?
It's stupid.
I was so angry when, and I'm the first one that notices upstairs that this is gonna happen.
I just remember seeing Dan's thing in his comment in Discord of just like it was like both teams are on bench minors. We're gonna start 4-on-4. ... Sigh.
I can totally see Dan Scully just raging up in the press box.
And when it threw his rule book off the balcony, just chucked it onto the ice. You know what? I'm done.
What rule book? He doesn't have it yet.
That's a good point. It hasn't showed up. Has it showed up yet?
No,
Dang.
They still don't have it for sale.
Oh my god, that's funny. I will say,
I would think they would send copies to the schools,
right?
They're supposed to send copies to the registered officials. Craig still does not have his yet.
Shout out, Craig.
Oh, so that's why the referees have been terrible this
year.
You
go.
They don't have the rule books. I'm about to go on a rant.
Let's start. Let's avoid that, and let's start with probably the big story of the night was freshman Tyler Mahan.
Legend.
Got his first collegiate goal, and is also the reason I no longer have my black RIT hat because he had a hat trick, and I proceeded to take off my hat as soon as it happened and gunned it out on the ice And I am
We'll
saying goodbye
get
to that.
there.
It's never going to
We'll
be
get
back again.
there.
That's why I have my Amherst
So,
hat on.
yep. 41 shots for RIT this weekend too. In one game, that's pretty good. That's a lot.
Oh yeah.
Like, they were just constantly peppering the goalies all night. Those poor Sibs. Anyway,
Both of them.
Both of them, yeah.
Tyler Mahan, welcome to RIT. Oh
What-
my
what
God.
a
This dude
stage
went
to not
nuts.
only score your first collegiate goal, but your second and your third.
Also, quick shout out to his parents.
Oh my God.
If you didn't see the Pick and Splinters article, please go read it because it's phenomenal. They weren't going to be at that game. They were going to go home
Yep.
back to Calgary, but Wilkie's parents convinced him to stay. Do you know how mad I would have been if I was
That's bad.
his parents?
That's bad.
I would have been so mad. And what a shot too. He
Just
came
such good
flying
goals.
down the wing and just roofed it.
Can I also say
Picked
Oh.
his spot, top right corner, bar
And the-
down.
he scored every
Roof went off the building.
I kid you not. So he had the first goal of the game. He had our first goal, our fourth goal, and our seventh goal. So every 3 goals after the first one was him, which is nuts.
His second one was the puck squeaked out to him at the top of the circle and he buried it.
Yep.
And the third one, what a battle along the boards before
Oh,
getting
yeah.
it, finally putting it in the empty net. And if you haven't watched the highlights, go watch the highlights. His reaction to all 3 of them is
He
just
couldn't
awesome.
believe it.
He was so excited. He's got to be Atlantic Hockey Rookie of the Week, right? Like,
Oh, he's got to and play more than that.
they won't give him Player of the Week because he won Rookie of the Week, but tell you what, a couple more games like that, he might be coming for Wilkie's record.
He could be. He could be.
What did
I wouldn't mind
Wilkie
it.
bad
have like
thing.
7?
He had like half of them throughout all year last year.
He was 5-time Rookie of the Week going into that Niagara series. I know that.
And he was 6 after that series.
The second goal, Hobbsy. What a pass from Aiden Hansen-Bukata. And then what a move by Hobbsy to just go right around Murphy.
That was
Backhanded
that was ECH's
The number one goal
one goal
of the
tonight
night from ECH.
was
That's why I got the hat on.
Yep.
Shout out to the boys at ECH. Hit us up. Third goal, Carter Wilkie, an absolute snipe from the top of the circle. Murphy stood no chance. Night, see you later. Then Mahan got his second. We fell asleep there for a quick minute. Union got 2 back. Oh, tell me where I've seen that one before.
I got scared when that happened.
And then Casero has probably the best shot on the team.
Yeah.
That
I agree
one
with
timer
that.
from the near circle in the second period, right as the penalty expired.
Yeah, it was a
N-
blast.
That guy came
no
out of the
goalie in
box.
college. Nobody's stopping that.
That dude came out
Nope.
of the box and Casero scored like seconds after that. Like the dude wasn't even like in position to help his team yet, and Casero's already scored.
Simone Isabel, after getting gooned by that guy from Army last week, gets his first on the backdoor tap in. Good for him. Glad to see he's back. Union got another one. Nice shot. Not much Tommy could do.
Yeah, that was kind of unlucky.
Then Mahan with the empty netter. And then a goal that, honestly, I've watched the replay 100 times. I don't see where they thought that went in the net, but Caleb Moritz got a goal.
And can I also say, so Carson, who was our resident extra trooper, is very close with Caleb. And texted him after the game, was like, hey, Caleb, like, nice shot. And Caleb responded with, I have no idea how that's a goal.
No,
He was clueless.
I didn't see
He's
it.
like, I'll take it. I'll take the stat. But, like, I have no clue how that's a goal.
Right. Thankfully, he's on the board this year, but I couldn't be honest with you. I've watched it a few times, and
I was like,
You'll have to send me the replay. I honestly,
my,
I
well, my
haven't
thing
seen
is,
it.
my thing is like to reverse a call, you have to have conclusive evidence that it went in. They waved it off on the ice.
Yeah.
So where was the? Unless there's a
I don't know.
look that Sports Zone didn't have, but
Well, Blue Cross probably has extra cameras that we don't have at home, though.
well, right. But if you would think Sports Zone would have access to those, I don't know.
True. That's a good point. All right, so what other takeaways do we have from this game besides the absolutely psychotic amount of scoring there was?
Power play looked good.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
2 for 4.
Not bad.
Take it.
I think the problem is there's still a ton of power plays.
We're
them.
still giving up.
Yeah, I was gonna say penalty kill looked pretty good too, but
4 for 5. They're 85% on the year.
That's pretty good. But the problem is we have almost 20
And if it
penalty
weren't
kills
for
in
all
the year, which
those,
is bad.
if it weren't for all those cowards in the Ivy League for not playing until the end of October, we'd probably be a lot higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only team that's actually played a game is Alaska. They're at 95%.
Jeez. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
but they've only played. Well, they've actually played 6 games already.
That's wild.
All right, that's actually impressive.
Anyways.
I don't know how many penalties. I mean, obviously our numbers a little skewed if we didn't have
Garbage
20
officials.
penalties already in 4 games.
That too.
Yeah,
Yay,
the officials were fine last night. I
I'm
have
surprised. Blanchard and Hallman were not
no
utter
no
trash.
big complaints besides the procedure penalty, but there were a few that were.
and that's
Yeah.
more about how
The NCAA
the
was doing it.
NCAA's being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Air Force and Army break protocol every game at home with their introductions. So if they don't call that on them this weekend on Air Force, I'm going to lose my ever-living mind.
Yeah, we'll get to Air
They
Force in a
won't.
bit. But
They won't because they're the military schools, but,
whatever.
they get special treatment. Tommy looked good again.
He
Tommy.
again
Tommy
made
looks like Tommy.
saves he had no business making.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Some psychotic, crazy, outlandish Mr. Fantastic looking stuff that I was like, how is he deflecting this? Like, my God.
And I don't know why I noticed it more in this game than I have any other game. He really, the saves he made, it's like he tries to deflect it up into the netting to get a whistle. Like, I think
It
he's
does almost
always
seem like
trying
that.
to get a whistle, no matter how he does it.
Yeah.
Which
like
is
when he comes up
smart,
with his
I guess,
arm,
'cause
yeah.
He doesn't give up a lot of big rebounds, which part of why I like Tommy. I mean, Colby's almost a polar opposite in a sense. Like, he makes the big saves, but he kind of leaves a rebound out there every once in a while that scares me. But it's usually right to one of our guys, so it's never really a big threat. I mean, again, another situation where you have 2 goaltenders where I wouldn't be surprised if Colby gets a game this weekend. If we win Thursday, I wouldn't be surprised if Wayne, because I mean he did it against Army, which I was a little surprised. So
What scares the crap out of me with both of them, and what a couple guys people that were sitting around me mentioned last night was that Scarfoni is starting to show some shades of Drackett, where he skates way too far away from the net to get the friggin' puck, and I'm like, dude, can you just? I feel like Happy Gilmore yelling at the golf ball, like, stay in your home. Don't you want to just stay in the freaking crease? Stop skating around, because these guys are getting dangerously close to him, and I'm like, oh my God.
as
He
the
did
great
bordering on Steve Dangle's famous line, if you're a goaltender, tend the
10
goal.
took the words right out of my mouth.
But like we all know how far like Drackett would go to the freaking blue line to get a puck if he could.
Oh, that's not even the worst I've ever seen. Man.
No, but like
Hey, at least he doesn't take it across the red line like Wad did, dangling Gretzky.
I thought Drackett was going to try that one time. Not gonna
I
lie.
did too. I was terrified. Tommy looked good though.
Overall, great night, great crowd. Crowd was
Oh
into
my
it
God.
relatively early. We were into it all game. Those poor Union fans that said they were going to sit behind us got scared and
All
moved
8 of
over
them?
with all the other 5 other Union fans that were there. Let's be honest, if somebody didn't tell us that they were going to be there, we would have had no idea they were even there.
No.
Nope.
Can I
Didn't hear a
also
single peep. They were pretty quiet all night.
Can I also say
we were not.
I want to take a minute to talk about the Union goaltenders, Connor and Kyle. Connor Murphy and whatever Kyle's last name was. Connor was pulled in the second, right?
After the 4th goal.
Connor was pulled after 4 goals. Union apparently was saying that he's been suffering a cramp for the past 2 weeks, and that's why he was taken out. And Kyle was Kyle played the rest of the game as a result of that. That to me just because that
I don't think that's the reason. I mean, he let in
4
2 goals on 4 shots to start the second period.
Like, come on, dude.
You could tell early on he wasn't having it.
That to me sounds like we're making excuses because we got beat real good.
No,
that's what it comes off. I think
you're reading too much into it, JJ. I think
could be. No,
Connor
but
Murphy's a good goaltender.
He is a good goaltender.
He had an off night.
But no, what I'm saying is they're like, oh, we pulled him because he's cramping. It's like, no, you pulled him because he gave up 2 shots and 35 whatever, like, in really quickly in the second period. You guys were down 4-0 really fast, and you had to get him out of there because it was going to get worse. That's what happened. Don't pass that off as an injury. I'm not saying that's the full reason, like, because he did miss a game last weekend because of a cramp. But I'm also just like, they scored 4 times on him. Don't use his injury as a way to get him out of there. Like, he had an off night. That's what happens. It happens every now and then.
Well, especially in front of a crowd that big. I mean, especially out here, you're not getting crowds like that. This isn't Minnesota State and Minnesota or Minnesota and Minnesota.
No, Dak.
Can I say I absolutely loved the interviews that their players were giving, like, before they got here, where they were so excited to play in front of 10,000 people and whatnot. And the energy is going to fuel us. And I'm like, yeah, sure it is.
And it does. No, it
the really opposing
does.
Team?
I mean, yeah, because, you want to wouldn't you want to shut us up?
Shut them up, yeah.
I'd want to shut us up. We're obnoxious.
We're loud and obnoxious.
And you know what? Why wouldn't you want to play an environment like that? That's why you play college hockey, is to play in an environment like that. And and Mahan said it in his postgame interview. This is why guys come to RAT, is to play in that game.
Oh yeah,
and to play in front of and I, even from a non-biased standpoint, I say we do have one of the best fan bases in college hockey. And from a biased standpoint, we have the best fan base in college hockey.
I would say that too.
We proved it again last night. We proved it when we went to Union. We brought 40 people with us.
Yeah,
we're gonna prove it again when we go to Syracuse in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
we're gonna prove it when we go to Niagara and Canisius.
I want like 300 people at Niagara. I want half that rink to be just us, and we can do it.
We can do it. But anyway, like, that's the biggest crowd they're gonna play in front of all year. No ECAC barn has that big of a capacity. No, they get good crowds in ECAC, but let's be honest, they're not what they saw. They're not what Union saw last night.
No,
they're not pulling over 8,700 people.
No,
not even close. Cornell might be the only school that could do it,
and that's a stretch
on a regular basis. But even then,
that's kind of tough. I mean, I know, Nate, you and I, we both kind of like can't stand the Blue Cross game because it's just annoying to get everything in there.
It makes
3 of us.
But at the same time, I love the Blue Cross game. It's unreal. Like, that place was cranking all night long.
And I know we were talking about in the Discord this morning that, hopefully that's the kind of game that creates hockey fans at RIT. Let's be honest. We're not a sport. RIT is not a sports school. It's not. Let's be frankly honest here.
Yep.
But the hockey fans at this school are diehard hockey fans, and it's so easy to create fans when you're winning.
This team looks good. Absolutely. Like, they look really good.
And why wouldn't you, like my dad said when we interviewed him, if you don't have fun, we'll give you your money back. I won't. I'm broke. JJ will. JJ apparently
excuse me. No.
No. Go see JJ Lang.
No. Your dad will pay them back. That's what he said, not
jersey,
me.
He will give you your $5 back.
No, your dad said that, not me.
I'm protected from all of this. You need a pass to get up where I
sit. Anyway, like, hopefully, I mean, there were 8,700 people there last night, and hopefully 8,700 people left, besides those 10 Union fans, all left with a smile on their face. They had a great time. And hopefully they say, maybe RIT hockey's something to check out at the Palestinian Center. And that's how you get the big crowd on a Friday night in a big conference game late in the year.
Can I also say, the amount of whiteboards and signs we had down there was incredible.
You
Like,
guys
we
started
had the
working
whole.
on them at 5:30. You probably didn't stop until puck drop.
Listen, shout out to Zelig and Aditya Khanna, who our student government president, who found Connor Murphy's Instagram and found out that he went to a high school whose team name, who was the Tigers, and they found a picture of him at a football game with the S in Tigers painted on his chest. That was a sign we had.
With the hashtag Tiger Pride.
Yes. That one up
Once
there.
Once a Tiger, always a Tiger, baby. Thanks for the help, buddy. Have a nice bus ride back.
Oh,
get some ice for the cramp.
I love the fact that our student government president is texting me at like 1 a.m. before a game going, I found the goalie's Instagram account. I'm like, oh my God.
Hey, man. And here's the thing. Corner Crew is not just limited to those front 3-4 rows. If you're listening and you have ideas,
give them.
Put
them in Discord.
Share them. Join. If you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. We have a whiteboards channel. If you have a whiteboard idea, please, by all means, put it in the whiteboards channel.
I didn't put anything in there yet. Yes. I can do that stuff. We'll do
it. Yeah, fun game, fun weekend. Big weekend coming up this weekend.
Oh yeah. Let's go over. Let's look at the scores around the league first. Let's look at scores around the league first, and then we'll go into that. Dan's got this.
Come on, internet, don't fail me now. All right, so on Thursday there were 3 games. Mercyhurst lost 6-3 to Penn State. Sacred Heart had what I assume must be their first conference game against Holy Cross.
Yes.
Pioneers won 3-2. Union, before coming out here, beat Bentley 5-1.
Great showing from the conference and non-conference again. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the help.
You can't have everything, Nate. I'm sorry. Sacred Heart finished up the sweep with a 5-1 win Friday. AIC,
we have friends at the top.
AIC kind of barreled over Niagara.
Shocker. Good.
6-3 on Friday.
I think any doubt people had, any idea that people had of Niagara being good this year was just quickly dashed when AIC rolled in there and just said, guess what? Suck it. And just got to destroy
Joke's
them.
on you. You're not actually that good.
Remember that confidence?
And that means Omaha's really
not
not good.
Yeah, Omaha must really suck.
Omaha must be really bad.
Watch, they're gonna win the national championship this year, aren't they?
Either Omaha's really bad or Niagara fell into a locker room with a bunch of water bottles labeled Michael Jordan secret stuff. Just pull a Space Jam.
Penn State finished the sweep in the home and home with a 4-1 victory Friday.
Can we win a non-conference game, please? For Christ's sake. Atlantic Hockey. My God.
Hey, we got a non-conference win.
I don't want to have to win the tournament every year to get in, guys.
Good news, Nate. Canisius beat Ferris State 5-3.
Damn it. Excuse my language. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's too good though. Didn't they lose on Saturday though?
We're not there yet.
I haven't gotten that far.
We're not there yet, JJ.
Sorry.
Kick you off the podcast.
What looks like more of a football score on Friday than a hockey score. Lindenwood beat Air Force 7-6.
Might I also add that Air Force blew a 6-2 lead in that game?
Ouch.
For Lindenwood's first ever win at the D1 level.
Lindenwood doesn't look bad. They look pretty good.
No.
They look pretty good.
The best teams at their club level before they moved.
they won the club national championship last year.
Yeah.
And then they brought D1 guys in, and okay, hey, maybe now we can. Shout out Frank Saratori. I know he didn't say it in his post-game interview, but I asked Ed Trefsker in the Discord Friday night, what do you think Frank's reaction is right now? He said the paint is probably getting peeled off the walls.
With words the FCC would find.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Good. Good.
Air Force ended up with a split, winning 5-3 Saturday.
Oh, it's about freaking time.
Bentley beat Maine 5-1.
Whoa! Sorry, I'm getting obnoxious at this point.
AIC finishes the sweep of RIT's favorite team, Niagara.
Good.
5-2.
Have fun at the bottom of the standings, you bums.
Ferris State pulls off the split over Canisius with a 4-1 win. Another slugfest in good old Troy, New York. 7-4 RPI beat Army.
Michael Sacco scored a shorthanded goal in that game, by the way, for anybody that cares. So he did not get suspended, which is a joke.
Shocker. And obviously, we won 8-5 on Saturday night.
Flex.
So the league week starts early this week. Holy Cross takes on AIC in Springfield on Tuesday night.
What? Who schedules these frigging games? I swear to God.
And
yeah, it's because they don't have their own rink.
You've got to remember that AIC
the American Hockey League
shares its rink with Springfield Falcons.
Thunderbirds. They used to be like the Falcons.
I was close.
You were close.
Still birds.
I was gonna say still a bird that doesn't. Oh, the Falcons exist. Keep going.
The Falcons are real birds, Nate.
Shh, I'm tired.
RPI makes a trip down the thruway to play Canisius Tuesday night as well.
Sorry. Go on. I hate RPI's coach. I really do. Because he used to be the Canisius coach, Dave Smith. He's just a great AD bag. So
family-friendly atmosphere in the corner.
Honestly, go Griffs. The one time I'll ever cheer for Canisius. I hope Dave Smith never wins again.
Bentley heads to good old Columbus, Ohio to take
Don't say it. Don't say it.
The Ohio State University.
And Dan's gone.
I knew you were going to try to cut Dan off, so I had to beat him to it so you didn't interrupt him.
We're having a lot of fun tonight.
This is a great show.
I don't know if it's just because we're all tired.
People better appreciate this once it goes live.
Dan, how was volleyball at not RIT today?
I love this is just becoming a joke.
I got him.
I love this is becoming a joke in Discord of like, where's Dan Scully? Probably at volleyball.
Not as bad as C Block being at the swim meet that was canceled.
Boom, roasted.
Boom.
Mic drop. Where was I?
Bentley
was going to Ohio State on Thursday. On Friday, Mercyhurst heads up to Clarkson
another team I hate.
At time TBA. I don't know how we're less than a week out and that game doesn't have a time scheduled, but
that's interesting.
Clarkson owns the rink. There's nothing else to do in Potsdam. How is that game TBA?
It's at 7 p.m. I don't know why the Atlantic Hockey site doesn't have it listed, but Clarkson.
Because Atlantic Hockey site.
Can we also recommend that the Atlantic Hockey site had our game for Saturday listed as Gene Policini Center and not Blue Cross Arena? The comment section of that Instagram post was, RIT's playing at Blue Cross, not there.
As much as we rip on Atlantic Hockey, shout out Todd Bell, the associate commissioner. He's actually a pretty nice guy.
The one person at the Atlantic Hockey office we like.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Army heads to New Hampshire. Canisius will host Miami of Ohio. Bentley plays another one against Ohio State to finish the series. Sacred Heart heads to Niagara for a 7:30 start on Friday. Mercyhurst finishes up its series with Clarkson with another game that's TBA that actually starts at 7:30. Canisius finishes their series with Miami. Sacred Heart finishes theirs with Niagara. Holy Cross plays UVM. Lindenwood plays AIC on Saturday for the first game of their series. And on Sunday, Army hosts an exhibition against the U.S. National Development Team.
Yikes.
And Lindenwood finishes up with a 3:05 start at AIC.
Ready for another week of losses across Atlantic hockey.
So let's look at us for this week. We are playing, right? Yes, we're going out to Air Force.
Yep.
Are we playing?
I zoned out. Well, because Dan was going, I'm like, wait a minute, who am I missing here? We're playing Air Force.
You guys caught me in a giggle loop for a good 60 seconds there.
Can I also say we are going to start amending the GoFundMe for the bus to change it to a plane so we can fly said plane to Denver.
Do not give any money to that GoFundMe.
I want to fly the plane to Denver.
You thought we had liability issues with the bus idea? The FAA
Aircraft.
might want to know that we're planning this now so they can get people on banning us from the air.
Listen, we could do a helicopter. That'd be fine.
Thursday and
still
Friday
the FAA.
series in Colorado.
Yep.
RIT takes on longtime rival Air Force. Oh, are we done talking about the plane now?
Yes, we are. For
No,
now.
because we're talking about Air Force.
It's a good. No, they just sit.
Good
They
point.
just sit at their desk all day, buddy. They don't do any flying.
Ouch.
RIT goes out to Chair Force this weekend. 9:05 face off both Thursday and Friday. Shout out Air Force football getting suspended from playoffs for 2 years. And they're playing on Saturday, so we have to play on Thursday.
Gross.
I wonder who they play.
Yeah, who cares?
Dance
Air
going
Force
away.
is 1-2-1 on the season.
Boise State.
Show the
I
shirt.
knew it was Boise
Show the
State.
shirt, Dan.
Show the shirt.
Dan's literally wearing a Boise
Yes!
shirt. He's wearing a Boise State shirt.
We're all against Air Force
What
this
is
weekend.
the chances that happens? Yes, the Yankees
anyway.
won. Sorry, go ahead.
Will Gavin, 6 points already on the season, 3 goals, 3 assists. Air Force having a little bit of goalie trouble. They lost their starter last year. Alex Schilling, right? That was his name.
Yep.
God, that guy was so good.
Well, he's gone.
He's gone. Whoa, maybe we can score on Air Force for once.
Yeah.
Aaron Randazzo has played the majority of the games. He has a 5.23 goals against and 824 save percentage. That's not good. This is the guy I want to play in February. Literally, his name is Guy Blessing. It's like they
And
write
he doesn't
the
go
material.
to a Catholic school?
Shocking.
They write the material for us sometimes. This is one of those
This
situations.
man is blessed to suck.
Oh, he better hope he doesn't play in February. He's actually has their only win on the season.
Really?
With a 303 goals against and 893 save
Hey.
percentage.
Dan said
Sorry to interrupt you, Nate.
I interrupt you all the time, so it's fine. Go ahead.
His last name is Blessing.
Yeah.
We need to pull a screenshot from I think it's Christmas Vacation, where the old guy's telling
Oh
his
my
wife
God, yes.
the Blessing.
Aaron, I know you're listening to this.
Get on it.
I want this printed now.
Get on it now, Aaron. Do it.
He'll have it up by the weekend.
Tomorrow morning.
Air Force has had a tough draw this year. They lost to Colorado College first game of the year 5-1. That's a good team.
Yeah.
Their fellow Colorado Springs counterpart in the Tigers. Yeah, they're also
That
the Tigers.
was an exhibition, but they did still lose.
Yeah, they lost. They co-hosted the Icebreaker tournament with Denver. They got blown out by Maine 4-1 in the third period. Thanks for coming out, Air Force. Thanks for the help. They did tie Notre Dame. They technically won the shootout, but they blew a 3-goal lead in the third period.
That seems
So,
to be Air Force's thing. Is
it's
they
a
get
theme.
ahead early and they blow it late.
I know some
Turned
of
on
the
the
boys.
afterburners too early.
Mm-hmm.
How many Top Gun references are we going to make in February?
Hey, Top Gun is
It
the
just-
Navy.
It doesn't matter.
Top Gun is the Navy, though.
I know.
Still gonna make Top Gun jokes all day long. Attention, aviators.
Just goes to show you Navy's better.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's the point. So boys, I know you're listening. Play hard in the third period. We'll come out with 2 W's.
Mhm.
Then we already talked about it, the split with Lindenwood. Should be a good series. Yeah.
Air Force
RIT has a losing record against Air Force all time, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
We've only won 8 games on the road, but we've also lost 17. So Air Force is very good at home. They're a hard team to play against out in Colorado, especially with the altitude difference.
Yeah, it's tough.
They did get one last year, though, right? We split with them.
They won in overtime.
They won in overtime,
That's
and we
right.
won in overtime.
Yep.
So this is a rematch of Utica.
Yeah.
I won't count this as the revenge game, but it'd be nice to
Kick him in the face.
take a couple points from them and retake first place.
Yeah, I would like that a lot.
If these games are anything like the one in Utica, it's gonna be exciting hockey.
Oh,
regardless
yeah.
You're
of the
gonna want to
result.
tune in. We're gonna put these games in the Discord. Hopefully,
Yeah,
I know they're
Crash
kind of
them up.
late.
Crash them up.
9
But-
o'clock starts.
Our main demographic with this podcast is college students. So
People will be awake.
grab a beverage, get some homework.
Drink
Throw the game
responsibly,
on.
please.
I never said what kind of beverage. Just get a beverage. Caffeine. Get your coffee.
Yes,
You're gonna need
good
it.
call.
Preferably one that's safe to drink.
Yes,
Tigers After Dark. That's what we're gonna call it this week.
I can get behind that. That sounds
they
pretty
do
good.
they do Sabres After Dark when they're on the West Coast, so we're kind of stealing it, but
Whatever.
that's okay.
All right, let's go to predictions. Let's start with Dan, go to Nate, and then we'll end with me.
How do you always get to go last?
I don't know. I like going last.
Because
Oh.
JJ doesn't like change, and this is how we've always done it.
All right, fair.
I can go with that too. All right, Dan.
I'm gonna say split. I think it's like you guys said. It's always tough to play them on the road, and honestly, I think splitting is a good result for a game on the road as far away as Air Force is. So
I would be more than happy with the split. I'm gonna go. I think we're gonna take 4. I think we get a win in regulation on Saturday, and I think we're gonna drop one. We're gonna drop a close one in overtime on Friday.
Do you guys?
And I think Air Force can score. They've shown it. They've scored a bunch of goals this year already. We can score. We've scored a bunch of goals already. I think we're, like Dan said, we're in for 2 very, very entertaining hockey games this weekend. And who knows?
I am going sweep. So get the broom
Of
out.
course, sure.
Get the broom out.
No.
I think this team
My broom.
I
And
think
it's blue.
oh, even
I don't want
worse.
to get the blue broom
I
out.
thought it was gray.
It looked
Nah,
gray.
it's blue. It's
Gross.
blue.
We need to
Yeah.
get an orange one.
Yeah.
I think our guys are hot right now, big time. I think the combo of Hobbsy and Hansu Bukata together has been nuts. I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon. I think we got a lot of young guys who are coming up and really showing what they can do. I think Air Force has struggled a lot. I think Lindenwood showed that. They've had 2 games now, like we've said, where they come out to a lead and they blow it in the third. So I'm going to say we win 5-2 on Friday, and I'm going to say 4-1 on Saturday. I think we're going to come out like we did against Union and just start going to town, score early, score quick, and just basically make it so they have to dig out of the hole. I think that's been our strength this year is our offense puts up goals quickly, and it helps us get a nice cushy lead so we don't have to overexert ourselves to try to keep ourselves in it. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty much it for my predictions, though. You know what?
Score early.
I got one more thing to say, though.
Yep.
This is going to be a hot take. I wanted to bring this up earlier, but I almost forgot about it. I almost think, talking about like Hansu Bukata and Hobbs and how lethal they've been paired up together, I almost think, as good as he was for us, I think Will Coverly leaving opened up a lot of opportunities for younger guys, and I think that's made us better. And I'll give that a
Well, yeah, I mean, you get that. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a hot take. Right? You get turnover every year in college hockey, and we lost some guys last year. We lost 7 guys off the roster last year, and it is opening opportunities for guys like Mahan and Isabel, and
because those guys would not be getting some of those guys wouldn't be getting play time had Will stayed.
Right, if Will had stayed, and God bless Will.
Yeah,
he doesn't have a goal yet this year, but I'm keeping tabs on him.
We both are.
Wish him nothing but success, like I've said before. But if we play you in the tournament, you're a traitor. Anyway, it's opening up. Yeah, you're right. It opens up opportunities up and down the lineup. Freshmen, 2 seniors. Like
and those
there are
guys
guys
are capitalizing.
I look at Tanner Andrew. He's getting more playing time because now there's a spot open. And he didn't get a lot of playing time last year. He played a little bit more late in the year, but not necessarily early. He's taking advantage. I think the Andrew Wilkie Hobbs line has been the best line we've had.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's been good.
It might not even be close. And I think I said it last week. I think Carter Wilkie may be the best player in Atlantic hockey.
He was everywhere last night. He's flying all over the place.
Hands down.
Yeah.
I'm not even being a homer either.
He was that good.
The one thing I miss from Calverley being around is I feel like we don't have quite the same net front presence from anybody in the center that Will had.
Right.
That's fair. But I think
Will was always in front of the net. But I think
what we lose in that, we make up for in the amount of goals we can score.
True.
Right. I think we have more shooters on the team this year. I think we had a lot of playmakers last year, and in years past, a lot of guys just passing the puck. Now we have guys that are just gripping and ripping.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good because a lot of times last year we almost had too many touches on the puck before we rifled it.
Yeah. So this team's special.
They're looking good. That's why I'm saying sweep. I really think they're going to roll into Denver and just let Air Force have it.
They're making me feel things. And I don't like it. As a hockey fan, I've been disappointed so many times.
You're a Sabres fan. You know it all too well.
Shut up, JJ.
Listen.
Whatever.
Don't
be surprised if JJ's not on the podcast next week.
Listen, all I'm going to say, and we're going to talk about the NHL, is the Knights are 3-0 at this point, so I can't.
Whatever.
I mean, whatever. You can
We're running out of time on the Zoom. Hurry up.
All right. So, that being said, thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another wild, crazy out there. Who the hell knows what we're going to bring up next episode of the Hey Corner Crew podcast. If you have not already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the bell for any notifications so you get notified when new episodes go live. Make sure you...
Actually, just so you know, while we're recording, our first ever player interview with Hannah Solinger went up.
Yes.
Joke's on all of you. We already posted it. So.
Dan is like, what are you talking about? Because at the time of this recording, it has not been uploaded yet, but it will be up.
It's currently uploading. It's currently uploading as we speak.
Magnificent. So we
have late night podcast action.
Yeah, right. If you've not,
we're hoping to do more.
Might have one scheduled.
We're working on it.
Might have one scheduled for Tuesday. We don't know yet. Anything's possible in America.
It was a fun interview with Hannah.
Oh yeah, Hannah was fun.
She's awesome.
I hear there was a bit of a rapid fire round too.
It was fun.
Oh, it was fun. It was good.
It was a lot of fun.
Anyways, if you have not yet taken a look at Spotify, we do have episodes going up there. Also, you can hit notifications for that to be notified when episodes for that go up there. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook is still a thing. Discord link will be in the description here. It's also in Instagram. There's been a lot of people coming to Discord lately. I think there was 30 or 40 that joined in the last week. We have over 300 people now in Discord. I think we're pushing 400 at this point. It's looking good on that front. A lot of fun going on in there. We're going to use that to coordinate away trips like to Syracuse next week. Getting ready for any streams like the one in... Oh, you guys are pumped for that one.
Going to the dump. Let's go.
I almost swore.
Yeah.
I almost swore.
At this point, we're 2 for 3 on people swearing today, Dan. You probably could have, and it wouldn't have mattered. But yeah, that'll do it for this week. We will see everybody next week for our next episode. Have a good night, everybody. Go Tigers.
Roll Tide.